So you can have a go at that. So I'll leave that here. You can have a go at the others as well. This is the one we're going to do today, okay? Again, nice simple one. Nice simple colours as well. Anyone tell me what colours I've used in that one? Sorry, darling, you can't really. Alright. Okay.
Ultra.
Well, ultra or cobalt, yeah, I'll give you that. Burnt sienna.
Yellow ochre.
Raw sienna. Yeah, that's it. You could add a dash of red. Sometimes I like to add a dash of red. The guys in red, obviously. I like that little figure as well. There's another version, not as good, but I just changed the colours to Payne's Grey, Rose Madder, burnt sienna, and I put some salt in the sky. I'm not that keen on the colours on that one. I think I prefer the colours on that one. But just to show you that you can, snow scenes are brilliant because you can alter them and change them. So you can do the same scene, but completely change it by making small changes. So that one is the same scene, okay? Yeah. All I've done is I've tried to make the road look as though it's icy. Yeah. Okay, so I've not got those nice shadows going across. So I've added some reflections, 2 figures, again with the reflections, and I've changed the colour slightly. I've used a Payne's Grey blue shade and a Rose Madder, okay? So just by changing simple little things within a scene makes all the difference, doesn't it? It's a completely different scene really, isn't it? But it's not, because look, hey, oh, it's the same one. So this is the one we're going to do. No, it was actually a summer scene. Okay. Put that nice hill in, okay. Now I need to create a pathway, okay. Bring that down here, that across. It's all really about counter change because I want a lovely light here, and in order to get that lovely light snow, I need to put a dark against it. Little flicks of that. Put some bigger marks here, and you can't see it obviously. It's strange because it only appears when you put the paint on. If you struggle to leave white paper, then put some wax on it. That will prevent you from doing that. Once the paint goes on, that's just going to be white paper. So just stick to a limited palette. So raw sienna, a little bit of cadmium red. I won't mix that with the raw sienna just yet. I'll put that in a separate compartment. And some cobalt blue, or ultramarine blue, completely up to you. Making sure that it's all nice and wet. Taking it through those trees. I can feel the wax under the brush, that's nice. It doesn't spoil the brushes, by the way.
Did you just, when you put it to the top, was it really treated?
Wet. And obviously it's going to run. But let's put in this nice warm colour, our aubrey colour. Sounds nice, don't it? Colour aubrey colour. A bit more of that. Okay. Then cleaning my brush thoroughly. Okay. Now let's create a cloud shape. So we're painting around this shape, if we can. Okay. Let's take that to those trees as well. A bit down here. We're painting around the shape to create the cloud shape. And don't be tempted, really, like that, to go back into it. Let it do its own thing. I can see I've got a couple of blobs of paint there. So, thirsty brush, and just lift those off. Feather that down. And try not, even if you're not happy with this guy, try not to go back into it. Leave it. They normally look great if you don't fuss about them. Now I'm going in with the darker, thicker mixture of the cobalt blue. It's only slightly thicker, but what I want to do is I just want to put some kind of suggestion here of distant trees. And again, I'm still using my flat brush. Like that. Oh, come on. Fade those out a bit. And that dark's quite important. Okay? So this is where we create the shapes that we need. I want a bit of a shadow here. Okay, where I've got a nice bank of trees coming down. And then here, what I'm doing is I'm suggesting the bank itself. Shouldn't have put wax there. Do I already put wax there? And notice the brush strokes are echoing the shape of the lamp, okay? So, as they go back, they get a bit smaller and smaller. Okay, and there'll be a few bigger shapes here. Now this is where you need all your restraint because you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to put too much in. You can always go back to it later. Whoops, just like that. And let's do the same on the other side. Okay, here, okay. Back over the figure. Bigger, stronger, bolder marks as I come into this foreground area. You could have a little bit of maybe.
You're going to teach number 2?
Teacher number 2 here. Okay. Same mixture, okay? Now I'll just start to suggest these little pathway marks. And already you can see the structure of the painting starting to appear. And you've hardly done anything, you've only put sky in. Notice that they get a little bit wider as they come towards you. Okay? It's also nice sometimes, the colour of the sky, which is the raw sienna and the cadmium red, it's kind of nice maybe to have maybe a splash of that in places. And when I say a splash, I mean a splash. You know, it's just a slight glaze of colour and an echoing what's going on. I'm sure Ron mentioned that last week. And these little marks are going to get smaller as we go back, and a little bit bolder. Look, you can see the wax now, where I put the wax on as well. It gives a kind of nice textured feeling in that snow area. Again, same thing here. And again, it's the brush strokes that matter. It's, you know, the marks that you make are suggesting the hill. Put wax there, so nothing's happening there. So, put him with his hood up, then he's not, he's got a hood up. Shoulders, just keep him simple. Got his red anorak on, he got for Christmas. That was Christmas winter strong. One leg longer than the other. I'll go back to him later, and he just needs a few darks on him, but really that's all you need. You don't want to start showing hands and fingers and wrecking my brush now. I should never do that with a Cummings sable, it's a sin. But I'm kind of mashing it into the palette there, and I'll just take a bit off as well. So you end up with a brush that looks like that, which isn't great. Don't do that to your brushes. Dragging it on its side now, and what's nice about that is, and I'm using a bottom for paper, it's only a 140, so it's the cheapest chip really. But what it has got is a nice tooth to it, so it's picking up that certain tooth as you drag it. And also what I'm aiming to do here is create the shape and form of this little hill. Take that a bit higher. Don't overdo it. You just overdo things. Let's go for a bit of... Okay. Now let's put the branches in. So I'll use some cobalt blue with that red-brown mixture. Quite a thick mixture, this one. This is still wet, obviously. I'm presuming the light's coming from this way, because we're going to give him a nice shadow. So, there's the wax with this. Using the point of my brush, and I'm just flicking up these shapes. Maybe adding some more that I didn't plan on. Make them higher. It's all about making a mark and not messing about with it too much. Back into that brown mixture again, I'm mashing my brush into the palette, mashing it onto the cloth, ruining my brush. Flicking in some foliage areas on top of that, and then I can add extra branches. If I like. Okay. Cobalt blues with the red. Probably do with a smaller brush now really, but now I can just add a few more branches. There's kind of white one there as well. Maybe a baby one here. Okay. I talked before about putting this slightly dark colour that's kind of really light now actually, but it's still giving me this hill shape. I want to do the same here. So the cobalt blue mixture, I'm running out of, with the cadmium red, I'm going to drop some of that into the base now, and what that's doing is it's really giving me this dark against the light. And because I've got the wax resistor as well, the trees still stay in the same place. If you like fingernails, you can scratch into that and create more branches, taking it back to the white paper. Just thinking it'd be nice to have a bit of foliage here. Might be a different colour. Take that over the top of there as well. You get to see little bits of snow behind. Just flick on these. You could have some more branches if you like. Our post, we've got to put our post in, haven't we? Kind of a snow scene, don't we? Just stick some darker marks on there as well. Stick them in the snow. Hotel. Alright. Okay, some nice dark marks now, and again, if you put the wax on, you get to see these lovely textured areas. I think that's quite nice. So easy to do. Baby ones, we go back, getting smaller and smaller. And again, those marks are creating that nice pathway. Same on this side now, we'll start to add a few more here. Okay, same dark mixture now. I'm just making, again, more suggestions. Oh, that's probably a little bit dark, so I may soften it. Put it in too dark. Take the excess off the brush. And just soften those marks. They're a bit heavy. You need some footprints as well, doesn't he? Footprints in the snow. Okay, let's just put a bit of shadow on your man here. So that's the red. But I've put a bit of cobalt blue into it so it's darkened slightly. And we'll just darken him on one side. Got a red hat on. Okay, a bit dark on one side, take the excess off. Soften that. Okay, he needs the shadow now, doesn't he? And that's what we're going to finish this off with. We're going to finish it off with a nice foreground shadow. He needs a shadow though, doesn't he? And darken his trousers a bit as well. Don't forget to link your shadow to the figure. Oh, there you go, there's your shadow. And then it might kind of go up into the hill as well, so that links the hill with the figure colour. But I'm never going to get exactly the same colour, am I? Unless I had a big mixture of that. So the only way to compensate for that is to put some of the new shadow mixture into that shade. And then, quite literally, just bringing it across. And don't worry about those little gaps. They're quite nice. This seems mighty dark, I know.
With your wax as well.
Yeah, it's nice that, isn't it? The wax peeping through. Getting that right down, I think. Shape here. You can leave the gaps there, and that's suggesting that mark in the rose as well. Don't want to overdo it. And a bit over here. It's nice because it just kind of suggests the flat road. Oh, should we stop? It does seem dark, that. I think we'll leave it at that.